So first problem is find the derivatives of the function, which is g of x is equal to arc sine square root of 1 minus x squared. So atong gamitin nga rule na is chain rule, which is chain rule states that the derivatives of a composite function is the derivatives of the outer function times the derivative of the inner function. First is going to let u is equal to square root of 1 minus x squared. So mana atong u. So we have g arc of x is equal to 1 over square root of 1 minus u squared with respect to the negative x over u. So next is substitute. So 1 over square root of 1 minus u squared. So our u squared is one in a problem. So we have square root of 1 minus x squared siya with respect to the x. So we have x negative x over u. So our u is 1 minus x squared. So ato siyang i-solve. The next step is ato lang siyang is simplify. So mahimo ni siya nga 1 over x squared times negative x over square root of 1 minus x squared. Next, mahimo ni siya nga 1 over x negative x over 1 over x squared. So ito siyang i-multiply. So mahimo na siya nga x over x square root of 1 minus x squared. Ano siya nibilin? Then ito siyang simplify gapon. So our final answer is negative x over, so pwede mo siya wala ng x. So ang value na ni is siya. So pwede na po na siya mahimo nga negative x over 1 minus x squared. So this will be our final answer. Answer is x over 1 over x squared. Our next problem is we need to find the first and second derivatives of the function, this function, if x is greater than 1. So the first the rule nga atong gamitin ano is chain rule. So we have arc h prime of x is equal to 1 over ln x squared multiply by d over dx and copy the ln x squared. So simplify. So h prime of x is equal to 1 over ln x squared. Derivatives of u respect to the x is 2 over x. So to find the first derivatives is we have h prime x 2 over x ln x squared. So these are first derivatives. So our next is get the second derivatives. So h prime of x is equal to 2 over x ln x squared. So atong i-rewrite ang h prime of x into h prime of x is equal to, atong siyang i-rewrite into 2 ln x squared to the power of negative 1 x power of negative 1. So atong siyang i-rewrite gikan ani into dire. So now we differentiate the h prime of x with respect to the x. So we have h second derivative of x is equal to d over x 2 ln x squared to the power of negative 1 x to the power of negative 1. Ano siya? Sunod, we use the product rule. So we have 2 negative 1 ln x squared to the power of negative 2x power of negative 1 plus ln x squared to the power of negative 1 multiply by negative 1 x to the power of 2. So kasi gihimo to, gigamit ito ang product rule. So man siya. So ato siyang simplify. So ang atong second derivatives of the function is negative 2 ln x squared to the power of 2 x to the power of negative 1 plus 2 ln x squared to the power of negative 1 x to the power of negative 2. So ang atong ang second derivatives sa ato ang function. So is our first and second derivatives. Our next problem is problem number 6. A light is hung 15 feet above a straight horizontal path. If a man 6 feet tall is walking away from the light at the rate of 5 feet per second, how fast is his shadow lengthening? So atong first buhaton is ato sa drawingon ang nasa problem. Given nga ay lights, then gikan sa ground is 15 feet yung katas-on. And also naitao na ang katas-on is 6 feet. So ang ipangita dali is how fast is the shadow lengthening. So ang shadow sa tao. So atong first buhaton is magleta. So let x is equal to the distance of the man from the point on the ground directly below the light, and also s is equal to length of the shadow. Muna nga ito ang let. So pag soba ni is first we have a proportion is s, which is length of shadow over 6 the ang height sa tao is equal to x plus s over 15, which is ang katas-on sa light gikan sa ground. So we first solve s. Solve na to ang s una. So ato ni siyang i-cross multiply. So we have 15s is equal to 6x plus s. 6s plus 6s. So atong i-transfer ang 6s dire. So na siya 15s minus 6s is equal to 6x. So 15 plus minus 6 is equal to 9s is equal to 6x. So multiply, I divide by 9 both side. So we have s is equal to 6 over 9. So ma-divide mo na siya into 3. So we have 2 over 3x. So mali ang ato ang s. S is equal to 2 over 3x. Also, ang ato ang dx dt is equal to 5 feet, which is katong paspason 10 feet per second. So next atong buhaton is ato na siyang kwaon ang kapaspason sa shadow sa tao. So we have ds dt is equal to 2 over 3. Mga ito ds dt over 3. O dx dt, which is kini dx dt is equal to 2 over 3 multiply by, so the equivalent of our dx dt is 5. So 5. So our answer is ds dt is equal to 10 over 3. So which is the final answer. The fast of the shadow is 10 over 3 feet per second. Next problem is attempt number 10. Find the points of inflection of the graph of the function. If there are any, determine where the graph is concave upward and where it is concave downward. Draw and sketch of the graph and show a segment of each inflection tangent. So we have a problem. G of x is equal to 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 12x plus 1. So atong first button is we get the derivatives of g prime of x is equal to the derivatives of 2x cubed is equal to 6x squared plus 6x minus 12. So this will be first derivatives. So the second derivatives is equal to 12x plus 6. So this will be our first, the second derivatives. So next is we get the inflection point. So to get the inflection point is we have the g double prime of x is equal to 0. Then substitute the g double prime of x. So we have 12x plus 6 is equal to 0. We have a 12x is equal to negative 6. Then divide 12 both side. So we have x is equal to negative 6 over 12. Simplify pa na siya. So we have x is equal to negative 1/2. So muna nga ito ang inflection point. So if x is less than to negative 1/2, so nga ito ang g double prime of x is less than to 0. So matawag na siya nga concave downward. So if x is greater than negative 1/2, so ang ato ang g prime of x is greater than 0. So may mo na siya nga concave upward. So ang pag-graph ana, so mahimo na siya nga gikan diri, pasaka siya diri, then balik, then saka na pod. So man ang iyang graph, man ang x if less than or negative 1/2, then mapod siya ang x if greater than negative 1/2. Our last problem is need to evaluate the following function or indefinite integrals. So our problem is integral of cube root of x dx. So first is need to rewrite the integrand on exponent using the exponent notation. So mahimo na siya nga from this, mahimo na siya nga niyo integral of x to the power of 1/3 dx using the exponent notation. Sunod is atong gamitan og power rule and integration. So mahimo na siya nga integral of x to the power of 1/3 plus 1 over kung unsa iyang exponent dire mo imong denominator. So mahimo siyang 1/3 plus 1, then add ang integration plus c, and sunod is simplify. So to simplify, the final answer is 3/4 x to the power of 4/3 plus c. So mo ni ang final answer.